Hi, this is Marco Williams, and I have been playing around with the editor preferences in ContentBox. What I wanted to do was add some new fields um, into my content box. But more importantly, what I wanted to do was make it so that I could, upload, or not so much upload, but that I had kind of a photo selector. So, for example, if I click on photo, you'll notice that the file browser comes up. Then I can, pick my photo. Well, I don't have any pictures in there, but let's just say I wanted to pick this one, click choose, and have the path stored. And then when I click, save preferences, this will ultimately show up. Well, I haven't done that part where it actually saves. So it's probably not going to show in my show hide. But I wanted to cover how to do the actual pop-up stuff. I wonder if it did automatically save in there. Let me see. It did. It automatically does it. I don't even have to do anything. How fabulous is that? Okay, cool. So I wanted to cover how to make this functionality work, where you can have this thing pop up, the CKEditor pop up, and we'll cover kind of how that works. I had to do a little jibbing rigging to get this to work properly, and which kind of drove the reason that I wanted to make this video. So first thing was first is in my modules, content box, modules, I had made a preferences add-on. I don't have any handlers, I just have an interceptor file. And I have a fields view. So all I'm doing here is with my interceptor, and you'll just notice in my module config, it's pretty much the standard copy and paste, change some of the information in here. Then if I come down, I just have the interceptor class that I want to use. So here in my interceptor class, or component, I'm overriding the CBadmin user preference panel. You can actually find this information in the geek panel of here. So if you go into geek settings, my environment's kind of running a little slow right now, but if you just go to, I think, events, and then say CBadmin, well, I guess they're all CBadmin, but if you scroll down, you can see that these are all of the different things that you can, all the interceptors that you can override. And if I believe if I search for prefs, it'll pull up. So this is the one that we're overriding here, or intercepting. And I actually don't even, this was just some stuff that I was playing with right here, because I was gonna make it so it dynamically builds this, but I actually don't even need this. So all we wanted is to do a buffer append, and I'm going to pass it my view, and this is the module name. So this is how it finds my view, and it finds fields. So if we go into fields, here I'm just defining out some different text fields, right? This one I made a text area, and I added four other text fields. For my main photo, I just wrote a little bit of JavaScript. So the first thing was I like jQuery, so I used jQuery. And on the onclick, event prevent default, that actually stops you from doing the default action. Here I'm getting a copy of the window, and I'm doing a window.open. And really the important thing here, the CKEditor, this field is a unique instance name. So I could call this in anything. It's pretty arbitrary. So I could actually call this like preference.main photo, and this will give the CKEditor this instance name. Then I have CKEditor function num. I still have not been able to figure out exactly what that's for and how that has worked. I did a lot of research, but I couldn't quite figure it out. If somebody else knows, great. They can tell me, and hopefully I'll understand it. But from what I could see, that this number is passed, and I think it's literally only used if you're using CKEditor from within CKEditor. So you have the whole entire CKEditor, and you click the image button, and then I think this number correlates so it knows what function to call when you're using the tools in the toolbar of CKEditor itself. But as a standalone, I just set this to 1 and it seems to work. The important part was the callback. So I added this and callback, and calling opener dot whatever my function is. So this is my function here. I create a function, window FBCK test. You can call it whatever you want. You don't have to call it that. But it accepts a string path, string URL, and a string type. By specifying opener, it will reference to this and call my function. And I'm already apologizing because I'm not very good at doing video tutorials, so just bear with me. I'm getting there. This is pretty much standard for how you open windows in JavaScript. Now, this is, I could not get a reference to the window before, so I had to do this out of scope. If somebody knows a better way to do that, please, I'd love to know, because I couldn't get access to the scope from within my method. So I had to declare it outside, set my window to it, and then it worked. So that's something I was struggling with. Here I'm just accessing based on my class, and I'm setting the value to the SURL. So that's how the JavaScript works. If you did it just like this, it won't work. What I had to further do is go into modules, ContentBox admin, handlers, and open up ckfilebrowser.cfc. There is a CKEditor callback. By default, this is just set to that. And what this is doing is it's completely overriding in the pre-handler your ability to change what callback is used from opening the CKEditor window. So what I did is I said, hey, if the struct already exists, don't override it. And that's what allows me to pass my own callback on this URL parameter. I hope this tutorial was useful. If you want to set up some preferences and have kind of like a pop-up window, this is definitely one way that you can do it. It works. This obviously be more, I think it would be better if it was, out of this viewlet file. We could possibly put it in, main JavaScript file, or do some other means of doing that. I did notice that in some of the other views in here, they have, like a helper, and the helper always seems to have some sort of JavaScript stuff in there. So I haven't figured out how that all works yet, but once I do, that's probably what I'll do with this, so that my JavaScript is loaded in the same standard that all of the other things are doing. But if you want a CKEditor pop-up window, this is a way to do it, and hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching.